Warning: the Atari Creep YouTube channel is intended for a mature audience. Regardless of the subject matter, this video may contain strong language, simulated violence, and lots of psychological nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, Creepers and Geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? It is finally time to speak in depth about the grand prize for the Atari Creep's 2020 walk to End Alzheimer's. It is September 1st. We will be walking in Wakefield, Massachusetts around Lake Quinnipiac on the 27th of this very month. Now, do me a favor, though. If you do not want to be entered in any of these giveaways, first, thank you for your donation and your support. But if you don't want to be entered into these, anyone who's donated is on a list. If you don't want to be entered, please let me know ahead of time. There's nothing more frustrating than tracking someone down for a week and then them telling me, you know what, why don't we give it to somebody else? Or let's try to use it to raise more money. I really do appreciate that, and I don't want to come off as a jerk. But it's just easier just to give it to you. Just give it to you. And if you don't want it, please let me know. Please, for the love of God, let me know ahead of time. So, what are we going to do today? Well, of course, we're going to talk about that, but I want to get through the updates and all that stuff. The Alzheimer's Association has been sending me out all my packets because we're not doing it. Normally, we would go to Cambridge and there'd be tents set up and be like, all right, I'm registered, here I am. Oh, you got a medal, here's your t-shirt for walking. Let's go over to the Promise Garden and get your flower. So you get all, they're having to send that all in slowly and over time. So I got a whole bunch of stuff here to the right I'm going to show you, plus, of course, some of my sponsor stuff. Yeah, we got a lot to get to. So let's just, first of all, let's talk about our sponsor. Because I would be remiss if I didn't mention this first and foremost, because this year's campaign wouldn't have been half as successful if it wasn't for all these amazing individuals. I mean, of course, here on the top right, you can get yourself the official Creeps 2020 Walk to End Alzheimer's shirt. Of course, supporting all my sponsors down below. All proceeds from basically anything that comes out of my TeePublic shop, link down below, goes to the Alzheimer's Association. I don't really hang on to any of that. It's usually $4 or $5 per shirt, and I think to date I've gotten like $60 total for different shirts or what have you. The Swagmaster one really sold well. But yeah, you can just click down below, get that shirt, and whatever I get for that goes directly to the Alzheimer's Association. I will take that shirt down, I think, on October 31st. Because donations are still good until December, but I usually cut it off around then. That way it'll give time for everything to process and all that. So, Video Game Dust Sleeves down below him. I just so happen to have some examples here. I've been a customer and a friend of his for some time now. He actually reached out to me last year with this sleeve right here for your Atari 2600. You can get them for any system that's cartridge based, and if he hasn't made it yet, he will figure it out. Really great work. The quality of the product itself is amazing, and it's a great way. It's a great inexpensive way to protect your investment while showing your style and class. I would prefer that you would get the Walk to End Alzheimer's one, because all proceeds from that, he takes nothing for his time, his labor, or his materials. Go directly to the Alzheimer's Association. But you can get one with the box art of the game, or if you have branding, such as Linda the Gamer Girl here, like a YouTube channel, or maybe you have your own video game store, or just some kind of a generalized retro store that you happen to have a case of video games in. What a great way to brand your product here, and remind people to come into your store. He'll do that as well. He'll work with you on any custom design of your choice. They're not expensive, and they're just the quality surpasses anything I would have expected for the price. I have a handful of my actual games done this way, with their game art, and it looks great on the shelf too. Looks so amazing. So here's an example of what you possibly could win. The great thing about this giveaway is it's winner's choice. In my example, the only one I have from him is this Robotron 2084 controller for the Atari 7800. He came up with these. I did a video, and he sent one along for me to review, and as a thank you for making the video unsolicited. But as you can see, it's your standard NES-style controller, and he has them for a great number of systems, and we'll get into how many different systems there are. I think you'll be surprised. If you haven't looked into his stuff, I think you'll be genuinely surprised. Now, as far as this cradle part, I don't know if that's going to be part of the deal. I just know mine has it. But it's your typical NES style controller. This may be an option. I'm not sure. But you'd have to ask ahead of time. As you can see, my wire layout is different than probably what you'll get if you say maybe get one for the actual 7800. Great quality stuff. Now mine is completely 3D printed except for the buttons and D-pad. But his stuff is, for the most part, injection molded. And it's great quality stuff. He makes his own boards. So these are not hacks of older controllers somewhere. So everything here is brand new, and he's not reusing any vintage stuff if that's kind of your deal. Alright, so without going through this whole page like I normally do, I'm going to try not to make this a long-winded video like I normally do. I want people to get through this and learn how to actually win. And this is it right here, basically. All those people right there in that list that's scrolling up on the left, they're all entered to win. And all you have to do is donate $1 or more. As you can see, I've raised $1,678.01. Someone donated $7.01 like 2 weeks ago. And I thought that was, I don't know what the deal with that is. It gave me a good chuckle on the day I needed a chuckle. And, of course, I can't appreciate their donation anymore. It's overwhelming what you folks have done. My goal is usually $1,000. And I've gotten pretty close to it. This year, it's surpassed it. Look at it. It's crazy. So, I want to thank everybody individually, and I usually do it, but let's do that. Let's save that for the end of the campaign. I'll just do a video specifically showing everybody out and talking about them. I'm going to show you some stuff that the Alzheimer's Association has sent over to me. When you do the walk, when you get to Cambridge, there's tents set up everywhere. You go and say, okay, I'm here. I'm finally here. The Atari Creep. I get mail from them to the Creep household, the Atari Creep. I legit signed up as the Atari Creep. I'm not playing around here. But you go to this tent, and that's where they'll give you your actual walk shirt, and if you've won any kind of medals or anything for donating X amount or whatever, that's where you'll get that. Then you go over to the flower area where you make your flower for your promise garden, which I had last year's over here. I never put it on my father's grave. And then you can put it in the promise garden and walk around. And then, of course, the opening ceremonies. They're not able to do that this year, of course, with COVID and everything. So they've been actually trickling the stuff into the homes piece by piece. And I wanted to show you some of that stuff. But I'm going to leave the ticker there to the right because I think that's most important. I think the recognition of all those individuals, of course, my sponsors as well, I think that's more important. Now, and I've said in the past, it's nice to get these things. I would prefer that the T-shirt I definitely want every year. I want a T-shirt to commemorate it, but I would prefer the money go more into what they do. They say they don't use all that much to do this, but it's still nice to be recognized. So one of the first things I got was this lapel pin. It's a good size. It's a little bigger than $50, but it's a nice enamel pin. I have a lanyard here that I'm going to show you in a bit. That I'm going to attach this to, and I'll be wearing this on the 27th when we actually walk. They send you these like little cards every now and again. You are a champion, blah blah blah. This is for me breaking the $1,000 barrier, and along with that comes one of these. Now again, this is one of those things where I would prefer the money staying within the organization. It's nice to get stuff like this. I've gotten the $500 one, but this is what they call the Grand Champion Medal. It's obviously in gold compared to the other one. It's not actual gold, though. If it was actual gold, I would smelt it, no lie, and then put that money back into the Alzheimer's Association. But it's made pretty much like an enamel pin and everything. I've gotten a couple of these in the past, and you've seen them, hopefully. And this one will go with that one. I'll put the actual enamel pin on the lanyard here when we're done with that. Let's see, what else? I got a T-shirt for being a grand champion. Oh my God. I feel like a silly Willy here. But it's got the deal right here in the front and the back. It has the official Alzheimer's logo, as you see right there. And that's it. I actually like this dark This dark. I'm gonna wear my actual official shirt that I put together. Well, actually, Ryan Dutton put together for me for the walk. But this will just be another one. I should be getting one more actual one for the walk itself. Now, there is one more thing. There's one more thing. There's one more thing that they gave us. It's a giant sign. I'm not going to try to even bother put that into anything. It would just take up way too much room. It's, you know, the signs you put in front of you. I'm voting for this person. It's one of those, but it's double the size of the normal one. That came with all my champion stuff, and I think it's just more of a walk to End Alzheimer's champion kind of thing. And I think we're gonna walk around with it at the lake. We also plan on getting like a whole bunch of, like, you know, purple streamers, and I might even get a tutu if I can find one that'll fit me. Yes, this will all be on camera, and of course, I got my walk to End Alzheimer's. Well, this isn't an official one. We got this. However, we got this mask. So we'll be wearing that. Okay, so you don't give a shit about any of this. You want to know about prizes. You want to be a wiener. So let's go this. Let's do this, and then I will I'll come into here. So, what are you going to win? You are going to be able to choose from any of these except for the joysticks, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He makes these custom controllers from the ground up. Custom boards. He has all the parts put together, or 3D prints them, depending on which one you go for. And no matter which one you get, you're going to get something of quality. There's tons of people out there on the Atari Age forums, and of course Atari.io, whom we will speak about here shortly, who have gotten these, and they will attest to it as well. I'm not just blowing smoke up your rear because I have one, and he's a sponsor of my walk. I would not give accolades to anything that didn't deserve it, regardless. I'll still let you be a sponsor, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. So, long story short, my buddy over here, Retro Game Boyz, what he does is he makes custom controls for consoles that don't necessarily have, like, say, the 7800. You could get a Euro gamepad, but how often do you come across those? So this very first one here, if you have a 7800, or the first two actually, you notice this one's in purple. I'm probably going to buy that one. I'm probably going to buy that one here in another week or two. I just realized I really need one for my 7800 after doing the pole position run, which ended actually last night. Shoot, damn! I was going to try to get one more score in. Oh well, but 7800, one for your ColecoVision. I believe this has an adapter cord so that you can plug it into the controller itself for the buttons and all that stuff. You'll have to talk to him about that. I don't know how that's going to work, but you have one for your ColecoVision. That's definitely something that's been needed for a long time. You have one here that's basically themed like the Atari XEGS, but it's no different than, say, the 7800 one. It'll work with your 2600. Anything that's compatible with it. And this one seems to have like a little thumb deal on top of the D-pad. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that yet from him. That's a great addition. Your Omega, there you go. The C64. You can't have a C64 without a good controller. And there you go. Now, these joysticks are not part of this deal. It's only the gamepads. Here's another one, branded more for the flashbacks and stuff like that, but basically 26 to 7800. Your MSX computers, another Commodore 64, the Sega Master System. A lot of people don't like that mushy D-pad. I never had a problem with it. I like the size of it and everything, but if you really like the Sega Master System, but you can't get down with the controller, and some games won't work with the Genesis controller. Just, I don't know why. This right here is for you. This one right here is for you. It has some Y cables for all your connecting needs. Now, if you do pick a ColecoVision one, you're going to have to talk to him about these cables and stuff. I don't know how that works with him. You'll have to get with him on that one. TI-99, this is definitely one I need to get also. The joystick for the TI-99 is mushy. And people say it sucks. I don't think it sucks. It works just fine. It just has an ugly feel to it. So between the 7800 and the TI-99, I think I'm going to be getting myself those for Christmas. Odyssey 2. So obviously here's your retro. Oh, and he's got the sticks for the retro Robotrons. Nice. Just good quality stuff. So to show you that there's a little bit for everybody going on here. So anyone who's been donating to the Alzheimer's Association is entered in there. It's for North American cats only. Overseas and stuff, I suppose if you're willing to help ship, he'd be more willing to do that. I don't know. You'd have to talk to him. But right now, lower 48, and I think Canada is also included as well. I suppose worst comes to worst if one of my Canadian buddies win this thing. I'll send him a few bucks to help out with the shipping. Or unless you're willing to do it as well. Shipping in Canada sucks. It's so expensive and crazy. But, yeah. That's it, guys. You want to win a controller? All you have to do is donate. That's it. And if you've donated at any time during this campaign, you're automatically in. And if you don't want to be in, please let me know. I'm dead serious. Please, for the fucking love of God, let me know. Again, you can sponsor. You can support any of our sponsors. Get yourself a T-shirt from TeePublic down below. Talk to Chris at Video Game Dust Sleeves. Fantastic and inexpensive way to protect your investment with a shit ton of class. Just really good stuff. The Bacon Ice Cream Productions. They got a really great YouTube channel and a giveaway going on that's kind of tied in with this. And you don't even have to spend any money. You just have to really be following them and such. And of course, Retro Game Boys. It's given his materials and time as well to give us the grand prize every year so far. Television Nation, fantastic YouTube channel, fantastic page over on the Facebooks. Great resource for in television, classic in television. So guys, that is all I have for you today. Hopefully I didn't ramble on for too long. I try not to do that now. I know it's obnoxious, but I just want to make sure I got everybody shouted out here and let you know. I mean, we're getting real close to it. We're 26 days I'll be walking. The walk to End Alzheimer's. So I wanted to make sure now was the time to get the word out there on the free controller. I'm going to be bugging you nonstop about it and make sure everybody knows if you don't want to be in on it to let me know. Guys, I can't thank you all enough. I really can't. Please support my sponsors. This wouldn't be possible without them. And thank you so much. Not enough things that can come out of this face hole to show my gratitude. $1,600 and something, almost $1,700. My goal's $1,000. I hardly ever hit it every year. This year's just been amazing. Hopefully next year will be even huger. I got something planned for next year. I got a couple things planned for next year. One was supposed to happen for this year, but I was unable to make it happen. Trust me. Let me give you a little hint. It's got something to do with something like this. And if it works out, it's going to be amazing. Guys, thank you always so much for watching. Hope you're having a great week. And until next time, take care. Creep it real. Help me fight the great fight to end Alzheimer's. Until next time, take care. Creep it real. And bye-bye.